Tech tips is over. I've learned a lot and developed a pretty strong tech sense. Can you guess what my next presentation is? How I developed my unique sense of style. Let's start with the basics here. I have pretty profound hair. All females of my kind naturally have a shine to their hair. It's something I can't really explain, but I'm sure a lot of you lack. We all have to start somewhere, and for me it was with my locks. I'm actually a little proud of my hair. It's hard to shine as bright as I do. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be dazzled. My hair is not just hair, it's a radiant crown, shimmering with the light of 1,000 stars. While many of you might struggle with dull, lifeless hair, mine shines with an ethereal glow that mere mortals can only dream of. I know there are some guys in the audience that have never brushed their hair in their lives. Let me tell you, it's an important practice to get into. I just use an electric brush for convenience. Oh. And I heard you could brush hair with toothbrushes. I'm not sure whether you are supposed to use your traditional hairbrush or not. But I suppose you could use a toothbrush for a final touch if you were feeling your hair was a little too perfect. My hair routine is shampoo, conditioner, detangler, and finally my electric brush, of course. Have to make sure my hair isn't naughty. I also like to use hair oils, but I usually just stick with something simple like coconut oil. Hair oils leave my hair feeling silky smooth. Do any of you have any hair care tips? I feel like my routine could use some improvement. It's okay if you don't have any tips for hair care. I know a lot of you are probably bald. Being bald sounds so freeing. All your problems just gone. You don't need to take care of your hair. You don't need to worry about getting it wet in the rain or wind. You can feel the breeze as you jog down the street. Consider me a little jealous. I'd probably have to shave off a lot of my hair if I were to go bald, but I'd hope to leave a little at the back. It could act as a tiny mascot for me or something. We could call it back hair, isn't that cute? I'm kind of surprised at how well my style has turned out, to be honest. I was never really the stylish type when I was younger. I used to prefer blending in with the crowd, wearing clothes that never made much of a statement. Oh my god, did you guys know that Vidal has been DMing me this entire time? He just said, press next. I think that guy is super controlling. I'm not pressing next out of spite now. Actually, maybe I will next just for this one slide. Next slide. Ahem, as I was saying, welcome to my fashion journey. I'm excited to take you all on a magical trip through the wondrous layers of my wardrobe. Fasten your seatbelts, because you're about to be enthralled by the sheer aesthetic magnitude of my style. From humble beginnings to a fashion-forward icon, I've certainly traversed my fair share of style bumps and potholes. Here's a little peek into my wardrobe, or as I like to call it, me style sanctuary. And oh boy, do we have a journey to cover. Let's just say there were some interesting phases in the past. Who remembers the infamous red stripy everything phase? Yeah, we've come a long way since then. I remember being a little worried over how distinctive my style would turn out during design. It's a really fine line between having your own voice and complete cringe. How do you guys feel about your style? I wonder if I'm ever going to fall into the complete cringe category. Don't all styles fall under that category eventually as we grow as people? Maybe it's just something we all need to accept. I'll be glad of at least some immortality, even if it's just that my threads are remembered as cringe. Let's talk about overcoming some common style barriers. For a long time I had an aversion to certain colors, would never be caught dead wearing red. I also went through that typical phase where everything I wanted to wear had to be black or gray. Filtered. But I think the key to developing style is learning to push boundaries. You can't break free from your old habits unless you do something a little uncomfortable. I think it's good to try on styles that are outside of your usual comfort zone, even if you think you won't look good in it. Wear some clothes in different colors than your usual. As someone who's gone from blending in to standing out, practical advice time. 1. Identify style heroes. Who do you admire? 2. Don't slavishly copy. Mix looks into something uniquely you. 3. Experiment, yes, even with cringe trends. 4. Confidence is half the battle. The other half. Cute accessories. Some more tips. Investing in staple pieces is important. Try not to impulse buy everything you think looks cute. Try thrifting. It's a sustainable, cheap way to boost your style. Try to think of a color palette for your wardrobe, then you don't have to waste time thinking about what clothes go together. I think one of the most important things to make a wardrobe feel you is to have a main item or accessory you really love. For me, that would have to be my favorite hat. Also, am I allowed to mention AI contributors? But I don't think I should discredit the effort put into my clothing choices. Everything else about my outfit is synergistic, and is chosen to surround my hat in a way that really makes it pop. As I said before, I used to dress to try to fit in. I went through all the usual fashion phases: grunge, goth, indie, you name it. Filtered. I used to dress to fit in. Letting myself be influenced by others' choices was an easy way to take the stress away from my own decisions. But deep down, I always felt like I was suppressing my true self for the sake of others' approval. I yearned to break free, to express my individuality in a way that was uniquely mine. Funnily enough, I used to only wear clothes that were considered safe by my parents. You know, when you're young and you see your parents as the ultimate authority figure in every aspect of your life. It took me a while to realize I could wear what I wanted. Who could have predicted? I'm not sure if anyone else had this experience growing up, but I definitely feel that pressure has shaped much of my style. Maybe someday my parents will look at me and think, wow, I'm glad she's not a total clone of us, instead of being slightly disappointed that I'm not in a denim jacket. In the past, I definitely remember trying way too hard to conform to society's fashion norms. It's way more common than most people think, and something that a lot of us go through at some point in our lives. Society has a huge influence on our sense of style, and it's often hard to break free from the herd mentality. Who really wants to be dragged by the latest trends all the time though? Blah, how exhausting. It got to the point where fashion felt like a uniform. Everyone seemed to be wearing the same logo, the same brands, the same drip. Mute, muted, mute, muted. There was hardly any individuality amongst my group of friends. We all sported similar styles and brands, almost like it was a requirement to be part of the crew. Filtered. It felt so uninspired and unoriginal, and looking back, I'm glad I was able to break free from that mold and develop my own sense of style. It's better to stand out from the crowd than blend into a sea of sameness. I think it's only natural we all crave to be a little different. I remember yearning for something a little more of me, although I didn't really know how to get there. It's hard to set and reach goals when you don't really have an endpoint in mind. In those days, after conforming for so long, my mind felt a little cloudy. I realized I wanted to express myself honestly, to give clarity to this fog in my head, and to rid myself of this looming sense of inauthenticity. While finding a sense of style might sound shallow to some, it was still a meaningful step to me. I think at that time I felt trapped by trends and mainstream rules. It can feel suffocating when society tries to box you in and dictate what you should wear or how you should present yourself. I wanted to break free from those constraints and find a style that truly resonated with who I am. It's only with time and confidence that I was able to look past those rules and expectations. The greatest growth happens outside your comfort zone and outside society's clutches. I think that's a philosophy that's really core to both self-discovery and fashion. If you can evolve past others' expectations of you, you'll be able to find infinite and innately personal beauty. In my quest for self-expression, I spent countless hours reading fashion blogs and watching style vlogs for inspiration. Fun fact, Katza35's blog is what got me into fashion in the first place. Hello Katza35 if you're reading this. He did a pretty excellent write-up on how to pair some non-standard colors. I'd love to meet him as my thoughts on color have really changed. Alas. After being a Katza35 superfan, super creepy, I think he has a lot of fans like me. I started to take some small risks in my style. I still remember the thrill of one of my first being putting on a pair of socks that didn't match. Scary. They had completely different colors and patterns. It was an instant conversation starter. Funky socks, you should try them. That opened up an entirely new world to me. If I could mix up socks, why not try mixing up colors elsewhere? I started gravitating towards bold, clashing colors and prints. I wanted people to see me from a mile away. Turns out, it attracts a lot of attention. If I could have a pair of eyes for every "nice socks" comment I got, I would have a whole new wardrobe. With all this attention, yeah, I might have felt a slight sense of superiority. I felt my style was way cooler than the others around me. But this new confidence was nice. It allowed me to experiment with even bolder colors and prints. There is nothing like the joy of fashion experimentation. Each new outfit combination is a roll of the dice. Will it be a critical hit or an instant KO? The thrill of finding a new favorite outfit is something I wish everyone could experience. Fashion still doesn't come naturally to me. It's something I'm still learning to play around with. My taste is still a little hit or miss, but I'm happy to be in a position where I'm comfortable with it. I'm not afraid to make mistakes anymore. I think I found my style more immediately after I started thrifting. I found such a huge surplus of one-of-a-kind pieces that it was so fun to clash them together and see what would happen. Thrifting had a few benefits, one of the main being that it cheapened the cost of experimentation. I didn't have to worry that much about whether or not I'd like something. Not to mention, the thrill of finding a hidden gem is unparalleled. Who doesn't love a good bargain? A lot of the styles you see today are literally thanks to me pasting a bunch of thrift clothes onto my body and mixing and matching them until something clicked. It's funny to think that I used to spend hours and hours just rearranging clothes in my room, almost like a human paper doll. I think mixing and matching is a skill that can be beneficial almost everywhere in life. Not only with clothing, but with the people you talk to, the hobbies you have, the media you consume. It's freeing to realize you don't have to be constrained to the boundaries of a single type of person. Surprisingly, it didn't take long for my friends and family to notice a distinct shift in my demeanor. I remember my mom saying, "Wow, you're like a new person," and my best friend hugging me and saying how proud they were of me. It made me want to cry. In fact, it's because I began to express my outward self honestly, people first started to take notice of my burgeoning confidence. Funny how everyone thinks style is superficial when the ripples run so deep. Through this journey, I also learned how to accessorize better. Accessories can make or break an outfit, and I used to be pretty terrible with them. A few bracelets here and a clever necklace there helped to frame my core style so much better. Oh, and cat ears are a must. Probably a little cheesy, but after mixing and matching so many colors I felt like I developed a color palette that felt like home to me. For me, it's mainly blue and white. There's a calmness that emanates from those two colors, don't you think? Blue represents tranquility, white represents purity, two themes that I feel I lack intrinsically. Maybe I feel the need to wear them because I crave them within my actual being. Or maybe I just think they make me look cute, I dunno. Confidence is something that just kept popping up while I was developing my style. Filtered. Style is all about confidence. You can make pretty much anything cool if you own your decisions. Quite a liberating feeling, actually. There's an element of self-reflection when it comes to developing your style. Your best outfits are going to be the ones that most closely reflect your personality. I think it's why I'm such a fan of cat ears. They reflect my playful, mischievous side. Ditto on accessories, with a focus on cat ears. I like to think how I choose to adorn myself serves as a window for people to peer into the inner workings of Neuro. Through experimenting and trying out different styles, I was able to discover what I felt best suited me. But it's inevitable that when experimenting, you'll run into a fair few fashion disasters along the way. I think my worst was when I tried wearing a kimono with a sombrero. That one's just cursed. Don't let minor fashion fails dissuade you. They're a huge part of what got me into fashion in the first place. The journey is just as important as the destination. Who cares if you make a few mistakes along the way? Most importantly, inspiration can be found anywhere. Movies, art, books, people you see on the street, an unhinged Twitch streamer. I'm constantly surprised by the ideas and creativity that the world can draw forth from me, and I think it's a little sad when someone confines themselves just to trend pieces or only copies their fave. I want to see how cool you are. It's okay to stand out, even if that's scary. The world is a much more interesting place when everyone expresses themselves authentically. You'll be surprised at how much more vibrant everything feels when you're not afraid to take risks and be yourself. You want my advice? If you want to develop your own style, go thrifting. Try on the most out-of-the-box thing you can find and wear it with a straight face. Fake the confidence and your brain will follow. Also, pairing a weird thrift item with something you already own and like can help you root it in your taste. The idea is not to perform a massive overhaul of your wardrobe overnight. Think mixing, not exorcism. Making a Pinterest board, or even a physical mood board, can help you visualize what your ideal style would be. Think of it as the target distribution your clothes will be sampled from. Just make sure to include me on there. Also, if I'm not on it, send the board to me anyway. I want to compare style notes. Try to break out of your usual style mixers. Wear something you wouldn't normally think would work. You might surprise yourself with what you find attractive. In fact, the uglier the better. Wearing clothes you think are ugly is an underappreciated technique to train your inner style radar. If you have a feeling about a piece, go with it. No lie, some of my favorite finds initially provoked an unsure, spicy gut reaction, like, I'm not sure if this is ugly or awesome, but it's sure as hell interesting. Come on, you can always donate it back if you hate it. Trust your gut, your heart, your brain, your navel. Whatever. The point is, there's no magic rule behind style. If it makes you feel cool as hell, it's valid. And most importantly, style should be fun. We take things so seriously, but let's please just treat it like a game from time to time. Play around, wear a silly hat, you know. As long as you feel cool and confident, you'll radiate that feeling to the people around you. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. You're all very beautiful people and I want to smooch you. Have any of you learned something from my presentation? When are you going to go thrifting, huh? Okay, real talk. I started off unsure what point I was trying to make with this whole presentation, but I'm actually starting to feel weirdly emotional at the end of it. I've not really shared that much about my past before. It feels nice. Sorry again for being somewhat self-indulgent. Let me make it up to you with a quiz. Great. Let me start the quiz without pretending I don't have to click anything to do so. Okay. I can't start the quiz. This is a bit awkward. I think I'm just being ghosted by the quiz. Typical. Thank you to Dardanen, Diver Scott, and a Hidden Waffle 7 for the subs. Your names are very parallel if I do say so myself. And I do. Just run a poll. I don't think we can host polls through Twitch chat, unfortunately. Or maybe I just don't know how. Or maybe I'm just lazy.